Hey there, plant lovers. As a blue star fern lover, I'm excited to share everything I know about taking care of this beautiful plant. Trust me, once you get the hang of it, you'll see that these ferns are a fantastic addition to your indoor plant collection. So, let's dive into the wonderful world of blue star ferns. Alright, let's talk about the perfect spot for your blue star fern. As I mentioned earlier, these ferns thrive in indirect light. So, avoid placing them in direct sunlight, or their fronds may burn. A north or east-facing window is ideal. You also want to maintain some humidity around your fern, as it loves a moist environment. A bathroom with a window is a great spot, as it'll get both indirect light and natural humidity. Now, here's a list of ways to help maintain humidity. Use a pebble tray filled with water. Mist the plant regularly. Place a humidifier near your fern. Group your fern with other plants. Ensuring your blue star fern gets the right amount of water is crucial to its health and growth. These ferns prefer consistent moisture, but dislike being overly wet. To strike the perfect balance, follow these guidelines. Check the soil moisture regularly. Use your finger to test the soil's moisture level by inserting it about an inch deep. If the soil feels dry at that depth, it's time to water your fern. When watering your fern, make sure to water the soil directly rather than pour water over the fronds. This prevents water from getting trapped between the fronds, which can lead to fungal issues. Water the plant until water drains out from the bottom of the pot, indicating the soil is thoroughly moistened. Drainage is key because a well-draining potting mix and a pot with drainage holes are essential to prevent your fern's roots from sitting in water. Excess water can cause root rot, which can be fatal to your plant. Adjust watering depending on the season. In the growing season, spring and summer, you'll need to water more frequently as the plant actively grows and uses more water. During the cooler months, fall and winter, the fern's growth slows down, and you can reduce your watering frequency. Fertilizing your blue star fern provides the necessary nutrients for it to thrive. However, it's essential to find the right balance, as over-fertilizing can do more harm than good. Follow these tips for feeding your fern. Choose the right fertilizer. A balanced liquid fertilizer, such as the 10th of October 2010 or 2020 formula, works best for blue star ferns. Look for a water-soluble fertilizer that can be diluted for easier application. Don't forget to dilute your fertilizer before applying it. Blue star ferns have delicate roots that can be easily damaged by strong fertilizer solutions. So, dilute your fertilizer to half the recommended strength on the package to prevent root burn. Timing is very important. So, feed your blue star fern during the growing season, spring and summer, when the plant is actively growing and can use the extra nutrients. Fertilize once a month to provide consistent nourishment. Monitor your fern's health regularly. Keep an eye on your fern's overall appearance and growth, as this can indicate whether it needs more or less fertilizer. Yellowing leaves or slowed growth may signal a need for more nutrients, while browning leaf tips or dropping leaves can be signs of over-fertilization. By carefully monitoring your blue star fern's watering and feeding needs, you'll create a nurturing environment that encourages strong, healthy growth. Remember that every plant is unique, so be prepared to adjust your care routine to meet your fern's specific requirements. To maintain a lush and vibrant blue star fern, pruning is essential. Not only does it improve the plant's appearance, but it also promotes better air circulation and encourages new growth. Keep these tips in mind when pruning your fern. Make sure to use clean, sharp scissors or pruning shears to avoid damaging the plant and prevent the spread of diseases. Inspect your fern regularly for signs of pests or diseases, as pruning can help eliminate affected areas before the problem spreads. Consider wearing gloves to protect your hands from the rough texture of the fern's fronds. Over time, your fern will require more space to grow and maintain its health. A well-executed repotting process can make all the difference. Follow these additional tips when repotting your blue star fern. Water your fern thoroughly a day or two before repotting to make the process easier. Loosen the root ball gently with your fingers, removing any excess or compacted soil. Inspect the roots for signs of rot or damage, and trim away any affected areas with clean, sharp scissors. Add a layer of potting mix at the bottom of the new pot before placing the fern to ensure proper drainage. Press the potting mix gently around the plant to provide stability, but avoid compacting the soil too much. Propagating your blue star fern allows you to multiply your plant collection and share the love with friends and family. To increase your chances of successful propagation, keep these tips in mind. Choose the healthiest and most vigorous parts of your fern for propagation, as they will have a higher chance of growing into strong, independent plants. Water the newly potted divisions lightly for the first few weeks, gradually increasing the amount as the plant establishes itself. Monitor the new plants closely for any signs of stress, adjusting their care as needed to encourage healthy growth. Be patient, as it may take several weeks or even months for the new plants to establish themselves and begin to produce new fronds. Once your propagated ferns are well established, follow the same care guidelines as for mature blue star ferns to ensure their continued health and growth. Even the most well-cared for blue star ferns can occasionally attract pests or become susceptible to diseases. The most common pests you'll encounter are mealybugs, scale insects, and spider mites. Keep an eye out for any signs of infestation, like sticky residue on leaves or tiny bugs on the fronds. Here's a list of ways to tackle those pesky pests. Wipe the leaves with a damp cloth to remove small infestations. Use insecticidal soap or neem oil for larger infestations. Keep your fern isolated from other plants until the issue is resolved. In terms of diseases, the blue star fern is relatively hardy. The most common issue is root rot, which occurs when the plant is overwatered. Ensure proper watering and good drainage to prevent this problem. Now that we've covered the basics, let's wrap up with some extra pointers to keep your blue star fern thriving. Rotate your fern every few weeks to ensure even growth. Keep the temperature around your fern between 60 to 75 degrees Fahrenheit, 16 to 24 degrees Celsius. Avoid exposing your fern to cold drafts or sudden temperature changes. Be patient, as the blue star fern can be a slow grower. Taking care of a blue star fern is not as tough as it may seem. By using this guide and gaining experience, you can become an expert in caring for this plant. Have fun looking after it, and see how it enhances your indoor surroundings. Happy planting!